Are you constantly worrying about what other people think of you? Are you tired of that endless mental chatter? You are certainly in the right place. Let's break this down. Here's the cold, hard truth. People judge millionaires, people judge homeless people who are unhoused. People judge fat people judge skinny people judge everyone. It's human nature. It's something that we can't avoid. So here's a mindset shift for you. It's never personal. It's all projection. People are so wrapped up in their own minds. People are so busy worrying about themselves that they don't even have enough time to think about you. So anytime that you feel someone judging you, someone's criticizing you, someone's putting something onto you that you don't feel is right, it's all projection. It's all something within them that they have to project onto you to feel better about themselves. And that's something I tell my students all the time. Working with high schoolers, I get a lot of drama. I get a lot of tea. I get a lot of she said this, she said that. She doesn't want to be my friend. She didn't sit next to me at lunch. She called me a lesbian. I get some crazy stuff. And what I find most of the time is that people who criticize others that harshly, people who judge people that harshly, there's an inner hurt, there's an inner wound, there's an inner pain that they need to address, that they need to deal with, that is not your responsibility. And I wish that's something that more people knew. I wish that's something that more people were cognizant of. It's never personal. It's never about you. You are just the right person at the right time, in the right place, doing the right thing that hits them in the right way, that they have to spew that out, and they have to feel like they're criticizing you, and they have to criticize you, and they have to say that mean thing about you, and they have to make you feel lesser than, because they feel so minuscule in your presence that they have to bring you down to their level. Don't let them bring you down to their level. Know that it is always projection. It is them projecting an insecurity that they have. It's them projecting an inferiority complex that they may have. It's them projecting something that's not whole within them onto you in the hopes that you believe them and that you will lose part of yourself to feel the same pain they're feeling. That's the thing. What other people think of you, it doesn't really matter. And it's really none of your business. All of that projection is someone wanting to share in the pain. Someone crying out for help, that I'm so deeply hurt, I am so deeply in pain, I am so deeply wounded that I need someone to sit here in the pain with me. So instead of seeing people who project onto you as mean-spirited or hurtful or rude or whatever, see them as wounded people. See them as sick. Would you go into a hospital and start cursing people out and be like, oh, da da da? No, they're sick. Like, it's something out of their control. It's something that they have to work through. So that's what you have to remember. As long as there is pain in the world, as long as there is insecurity in the world, people are going to judge you. People are going to project onto you no matter what. So stop thinking about it. Stop worrying about it. I love that. If you're depressed, just don't be sad. Point number 2 is to stop comparing yourself to others. Stop comparing yourself to people who don't have the same life experiences as you, who don't have the same background as you, who don't have the same privileges as you, who don't have the same obstacles as you, who don't face the same challenges as you. Stop comparing yourself to people, period. There are 7, almost 8 billion people on this earth, and every human experience is completely unique. Every human's experience is insanely unique. The story that you're witnessing right now, the story that you're encapsulated in right now, is one out of like 7 point something billion. Stop comparing your story, thinking that there's somebody's story out there that it's exactly the same as you. No one has the same parents as you. No one went to the exact same schooling as you. No one has read the exact same books as you. No one undertook the same hobbies as you. There are so many parts of you that make you unique. There are so many emotions that you feel deeply within your body that make you unique. There are so many experiences you've had that have made you incredibly unique. Lean into the uniqueness and stop leaning into the comparison. If you find yourself on social media, if you find yourself on Instagram saying, oh my gosh, why doesn't my vacation look like theirs? Find yourself on TikTok like, oh my gosh, why doesn't my car, my house, my makeup collection, my Broadway career, why doesn't it look like theirs? Stop comparing yourself. If you find yourself on Facebook, girl, on Facebook, mom, why doesn't my brownies look like theirs? Why doesn't my PTA look like theirs? Girl, cut out the comparison. It is stealing your joy faster than you could ever imagine. This is not just social media, okay? This is real life. Comparing yourself to another person's paycheck. They may hate their job, and they may be only doing it for the paycheck. Comparing your career to somebody else's. Comparing your relationship, that's a big one, to somebody else's. If somebody's posting about the relationship and oh my god, we love each other so much, and oh, they did this for me and they got this for me, they're doing that because that's all they have. They don't have true love. They don't have true like romance in their life, so they have to post it on social media and they have to put up that facade. to get some type of semblance of like real romance in their life. So stop thinking for some reason that you're doing worse than someone else. Stop comparing yourself. And now there are theories out there that say like social comparison is just like a natural part of our being as humans. But I will say this, social comparison has never in the history of niggadom, in the history of humanity, I don't know if I can say that. Self-comparison, comparing yourself to others who don't have the same experiences as you, which is like no one, that does nothing for your confidence. That does nothing for your self-esteem. It does nothing for it. So why do you sit here and play a losing game? Why sit here and play a losing game when you could be comparing yourself to past versions of yourself? Because that person has the same experiences as you. That entity has the same like obstacles they've had to overcome as you. So why compare yourself to Sally over there who like had the rich parents, had like a healthy family unit versus you who like had to struggle to get here and is like pinching pennies and peanuts and calling it a day. So when you catch yourself comparing yourself to other people, make sure to remember that life is not some competition. You were not put on here by some like grand entity in the universe to compete with each other. You were put here to collaborate. You were put here to build. You were put here to love. So that next time you find yourself comparing yourself to someone, love them a little bit harder. So there's a reason you're feeling that emotion, like, oh, whoa, I think I'm comparing myself to you because I want this. How can I go out and get this? How can I take what you've shown me and build on it? How can I take this and make sure that no one else feels this way? How can I take this and make sure that like I have this? How can I take this and make sure that people know that just because you don't have this doesn't mean you're like lesser than? So always lead with love. That's another thing. Joy and love are kind of like, they work simultaneously. They work together. Once you find what you enjoy, you find love. Once you find love, joy is like right behind. They kind of follow in tandem with one another. So life is not a competition. Life is not a race. Go at your own pace because the pace you're going at right now is the exact one you need to be at. However, YouTube is a competition. So if you can go ahead and give this video a like, that would mean a whole lot to me. Thanks a lot, friend. Building off of our last point, you need to remember that you are a unique being. And I keep saying this word because you are unique. Everything you experience is incredibly unique. Everything you experience is one of a kind. You are one of a kind. You can never be replicated. You can never be replaced. What you've experienced, what you've had in your life, that can never be replaced. What I say for this point is to start a journal of gratitude, start a journal that you like list out your goals and desires, and focus more internally, focus more on your life, because focusing on those past versions of yourself, focusing on the current version of yourself, focusing on like where you want to be in the future, that is going to be what transforms your life. That's how you stop the mental chatter. That's how you stop the outside voices. That's how you stop comparing yourselves to others. You need to realize that your uniqueness, your authentic nature, what you were put here to do is something incredibly special. And it's something that needs to be shared with the world. You were put here for such a divine, unique, enlightening reason. It is your job with the time you have here, which is very short, I might add. You need to go out and you need to find what makes you tick. You need to wake up every morning or before bed or in the middle of the day or throughout the day, whatever, however it fits into your schedule. You need to be writing things down. And I don't mean like typing it out. If you got to type it on your phone, type it out on your phone. But like physically writing it out, saying, I did this today and that really felt good. I went to the store and I looked at clothes and I was like, oh, I love clothes. I love fashion. I went to school. We were learning about math. And I was like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. I love numbers. I love theory. I love like how to make things work. I love rationalizations. Okay, that's your thing. You need to go out and share that with the world. Instead of saying, well, they're running track and they're, baking brownies and they're like singing and acting and doing all this stuff. Maybe I need to be doing that. But if it doesn't speak to you, if it's not a hell yes in your spirit, then it is a hell no. So you need to go out into the world with that kind of energy. You need to know yourself. You need to know your internal world so deeply because that's the only way that your external world is ever going to change. You can buy all the cars, you can get all the followers, you can get all the clothes, you can get all the shoes, you can have all the material stuff in the world. But if you don't have the love, you don't have the joy, you don't have the peace within your spirit, none of it's going to matter. Money is a tool. Money is like energy. No amount of tools, no amount of energy can bring you peace. It's something you have to find within. And then most of the time, when you find that peace, you either realize money doesn't matter, or you realize like money is so easy to make and like it's gonna flow towards me so easily anyways. It's really about shifting the attention from like other people's lives, watching people's lives, comparing your life to theirs and shifting the attention to your own. Thinking about, because once you start that journal, that first entry, I'm like, I want to do this, I want to do that, and 3 months are going to pass by and like, oh, I did a lot of that stuff. And then another 3 months, you're like, oh, that's like kind of everything. What can I do next? Okay, let's add something else to the docket. And then you get these big, lofty goals and these big dreams. And then you're so enveloped in your own dreams that you're like, I don't even have time to focus on this other person. Like, I really don't care what they have going on because I have so much going on. Like, girl, time is ticking, okay? It's ticking. And it's ticking down. That's the type of energy that you need to walk through the world with. Remember that you are unique and that you need to find what makes you unique. And our last point is that you need to get off of social media. You have to do a social media detox. You gotta get off the apps. You gotta delete the apps off of your phone. You gotta let it go because it's doing nothing for you. These apps are literally designed to make you feel bad. They're literally designed to have you addicted to scrolling, have you addicted to being on this app, have you addicted to like seeing lives that seem unachievable to you in the moment, addicted to like feeling down. Why would you ever want to do that? Why would you ever? And then, but you need that high to like get back because like maybe I'll find a video there that will make me laugh and like change my perspective of the world. Ooh. Stop playing the game. People are putting millions, billions of dollars into these algorithms to say, how can we get people to stay on our app longer? How can we get people to like follow more, to like more, to engage more, to feel less more, to come back, to keep getting that hit of dopamine, of scrolling, of endless scrolling, literally doom scrolling to your death. Don't let them kill you. Don't let them take your joy away. Get off the apps. Social media is a master at fueling comparison. It is a master of making you feel lesser than. It is a master of feeling like there's nothing about you that's unique or that can be offered to the world. There's so much about you that's unique and could be offered to the world. And that's what you have to stand in. That's what you have to remember. Also, social media is a job for a lot of people. People are not posting the mundane minutia of the everyday life. They're posting their really, really highs. I went to Anguilla. I went to the Caribbean. I was on a cruise. I won this award. Woo! Or like the really bad stuff like, hey, like I just got robbed. But no one's posting their everyday life of like, yeah, I cleaned my apartment today, sat around, watched Netflix, cleaned my shoes, folded some clothes. I was looking at some headphones on Amazon though. That was pretty fun. Nobody posts that. Nobody does that. Although maybe we should. Maybe that's where social media needs to go. But then it gets like too real and it's like, I don't need to know that much about you. It's like that Finsta era where like everyone was posting everything. It's like, I don't need to know that you were tongued down by somebody, a stranger in the bar and like have a video that accompanied it. I just don't need that. Get off social media. You don't need Instagram. You don't need TikTok. Unless these apps are paying you, you don't need them. Unless you're going to make money off of them, you don't need them. Go into the real world. That's the social. That's where the people are. Go out and talk to an actual real life human. And I promise you, it will be such a better experience than any social media app. I was on a walk the other day and I passed by this house and there are always like people of like such diverse backgrounds there. And I'm like, what is going on here? Diversity? Yes, that's where I need to be. Diverse thinking. And I found out that it was a house, one of the oldest clubhouse, maybe the oldest clubhouse for like AA. Addicts Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous. I had this fascinating conversation with these two guys named Timmy and Brian, and they talked about addiction and what's like struggling with addiction and how addiction affects your life. It was so enriching. It was so deep. It was such a great connection. And I walked away from that conversation feeling so fulfilled. And that is a feeling that you cannot replicate on social media. No matter how many people you follow, no matter how close you feel to this creator, there is no way that you can form that connection, that bond that you can with real people in real life. Get off of social media. That's how you stop thinking about what other people think. So as a quick recap, people are going to judge you no matter what. So do what you want. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Remember that you are unique and you are loved and you are a great power in this universe and that you need to get off of social media no matter what. But maybe just start with a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. And lastly, a quote from RuPaul. What other people think of me is none of my business. All right, friends, that's the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy my channel, you can watch some of these videos and subscribe. Hoping to see you then.